Unless you're 80 years old, you've grown up in a world filled with television screens. Be it on your phone, your computer, your actual television, we're all watching some form of TV these days. And while you were growing up, you probably heard that classic warning from your parents. Don't sit too close to the TV! You'll damage your eyes! Of course, we all ignored that, because if you sit too far away, then the screen doesn't take up your entire frame of vision.
Misinformation.
Hey y'all, I'm Chris Wyden, and this is Misinformation. Shout out and thanks to somebody who commented that I should make this video. I totally can't find the comment, so I don't know who said it. This is probably just me zoning out halfway through looking. But if it is you, please comment below that you suggested this video topic. I'll, leave a reply and say thank you again. But thank you to you if you're watching, and I assume you know who you are. Okay. Now let's get down to business. Did Mom and Pop know what they were talking about when they said don't sit close to the TV? Well, I'm happy to let you know that this is one of those sweet, sweet cases where they did not have any idea what they were talking about. Unfortunately, their advice may not have been so bad, but their reasoning was wrong. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, the idea that sitting too close to the TV will put too much strain on your wee baby child eyes is just flat out incorrect. According to the American Academy of Ophthalmology, or the AAO, there is no real evidence to support the claim that sitting too close to a television will damage a child's eyes. In fact, the AAO goes so far as to claim that children's eyes are better at looking at things up close than adults' eyes are.
Is it really so hard to believe?
So there, your parents were wrong, and I'm sure you'll love telling them. But before you ring up your life givers to sing the ballad of I Told You So, you may want to finish this video. If you're like me, your parents were giving you this false adage back in the 90s. And back then, they were just plain old wrong.
What the hell is that?
But the technology of screens has progressed alarmingly since that time. Nowadays, the American Optometric Association, or the AOA, has different advice. Just to be clear here, that is two different panels of eye specialist people. You have the AAO, the American something, AAO, or the American Academy of Ophthalmology, and the AOA, the American Optometric Association. This distinction has to do with whether an eye doctor is an ophthalmologist or an optometrist. At the end of the day, the difference between those two doctor types has very little bearing on this video. So think of the AAO as the Avengers and the AOA as the Justice League. Sure, they're different, but they're still all people with scary superpowers wearing tights. Alright, let's get back to talking about screens. The Justice League, the AOA, has pointed out that we have lots of new types of screens, like LEDs, and we have new types of fluorescent lights going on. There's just a lot more abrasive stuff coming at your face these days. LED lights and such are at the brighter or bluer end of the color spectrum, and these emit more light wavelengths. Continual exposure to these wavelengths has been shown to cause gradual damage to your retinas, which you won't notice until later in life. If you watch the video I did on how loud noises can affect your internal ear mechanisms without you even noticing, this is very similar to that. Those tonsil little hairs behave really similarly to blades of grass on a windy day. But unlike your ear holes, your eye bobs will keep trucking along for far longer. But it honestly wouldn't surprise me if all of us youngins now end up with severe eye problems later in life. So to sum it up, you can sit as close to the television as you'd like. It won't cause you any trouble. Because it doesn't really matter how close you sit. What matters is how long you're watching. And that's the info about that.